Peace. Maybe not everyone likes you. Mhm. Maybe not everyone is supposed to. Here's where it gets very fun. Maybe some people who like you also do not like you. Maybe people you like and care for do not like you. Certain parts of yourself. A bit of fun for us, This human life we live. Let us reflect upon the purpose of this. That not everyone likes you. Not everyone loves you. Not everyone is comfortable around you. Perhaps this is a good thing. Let us look into it. Let us look at it. Let us see what is within it and what is within ourselves as we look at this type of a thing. Are we hurt by this? Does it bother you that you are not at all times loved? Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? Is it a consequence to you? Is it something that matters so much that you will not have sufficient love if others do not love you? It is okay, we can take our time with that answer. That is a complicated thing to ask. It is something that is worth your time. It is something that is worth mine. This is a worthy human struggle to accept and to understand that there is this contrast, there's this polarity that is occurring. That we do not at all times differentiate between a love that is God, or a love that is our own, or a love that is from another. There is an important understanding that can occur within that. To be able to accept that I will not at all times be loved by others if I'm going to be who I am. And if I am not, if I'm going to pretend, I will not at all times be loved by others. So let us accept that. Let us understand that this world, this material existence, this human life that I'm experiencing and existing within will not always be loving from the perspective of a human being. And let us dig a little deeper. Let us see what is within that. What am I learning from it? What is being gathered from it? That is not where love comes from. Love does not come from an external source. The only way you would ever be able to recognize or receive love from another is if it is already present within you. For you to be able to be content with it, that is enough. It is okay. I'm sufficient upon this. There is a love that already exists within me that is God, that is ever giving, that is ever loving, that is ever present, and that is acceptant of who and what I am, for this is what I have been created to be. And that is enough for me. Because the contrary of it, it is very funny in this way. And we can allow compassion for ourselves and for others who may not love us, or perhaps who do, and we are not ready to receive it. We can have compassion for this within the context that if I do not love myself, if I'm not already sufficient in my own being, if I myself am not enough simply in being who I am, I will not be ready to accept or to believe that another can love me. So you can understand from that perspective where the source of this is coming from. It isn't coming from anything external. Maybe someone loves you. Maybe they do truly. Maybe it is a gift of God. Maybe it is. But you won't be able to experience that, to be able to receive it, to be able to accept it, if you've not already accepted yourself as something that is worthy of that. So, what a beautiful gift it is to give, you know. To have love within yourself already, to accept yourself for who and what you are as a work in progress, is something that is not perfect already. To be able to recognize God alive within you, that you are worthy of this love. To be able to receive the love of someone else, not to turn away from it. To see it as sacred and divine. That exists in another person. That it is not just within me, but that I can accept and receive it, that another person, another human being, something flawed as I am, is willing to love me. What a gift that is to be able to receive that, to be able to give that to another human being. That I'm secure enough within myself that I will accept that you love me. That might seem infinitely simple, maybe, but in my lifetime experience, it is more difficult than anything else that is happening on this earth. So if you can do that, if we can be humble to that acceptance of our own being, to be able to receive love, that is a beautiful gift in which we may give. And now let us look at the contrary of it, the other side of it. Perhaps I am not loved by others. Perhaps someone genuinely, within their own being, is not willing or is just honest in that they do not fit with you. It is not a match. There is something within their learning that is saying, I do not fit with this. Or maybe they're insecure and they're seeing something within you that says, this person is trying to be something good and something great, and I'm not prepared to be that myself, and I'm uncomfortable with it. That is okay too. That is okay. And the only place that you will find a disturbance within yourself from that perspective is that you do not accept yourself. And that is okay. That is a learning of its own. That is everything that we are ever speaking of here. Let us learn to accept and love ourselves, understand our flaws, understand our mistakes, understand the parts of ourselves we do not want to see. Let us acknowledge them. Let us have sight for them. Let us have a vision of these things. Let us be able to perceive and acknowledge them and accept them and love them. And so if we're finding it difficult that someone else does not love us, someone else does not accept us, someone else thinks that we are weird or strange, or whatever it may be, I do not know. Perhaps you will know. We all have our unique perception and way of experiencing. And I'm sure if you have lived any type of a human life, you have encountered it. So you may be able to say better than I do. The parts of ourself that may be experienced and perceived by others that are not accepted or celebrated or supported, it is okay. You are not losing part of yourself because it is not being celebrated or accepted or loved by others. Perhaps it is being hated. Perhaps that is your purpose, to be able to stand strong enough within yourself, to be able to withstand that, and to still be able to care for others who may not like you. What a beautiful thing that is. What a beautiful thing that is. And perhaps you are very intellectual, perhaps you are intelligent, and perhaps you will see something like that and think, how can I improve myself? What is wrong with me that these people, every single human being that is within my life, does not love me? And perhaps in my saying that, you can acknowledge the comedy of it, as if you were meant to know at all times, as if you were meant to be loved at all times, and this perfect thing that everyone can be happy with at all times. And perhaps you can reflect within yourself and see how meaningless that would be to be accepted and loved at all times by your peers, by the human life that exists around you, as if it is not allowed its own unique experience and contradictions, its own learning, its own ability to see you and to find insecurity within itself, or to be able to see you and to find flaw as if you do not have them. And perhaps within the context of this entire conversation, this entire reflection that we are having within ourselves, we can see how there is a harmony within that, how there is a nature that is unfolding, a learning that is unfolding, a coming together of things that is unfolding from this present place in being. That you are who you are, imperfect, entirely worthy of love, and not at all times receiving that from everything else that is imperfect around you. That is beautiful. That is love itself. That is this game that we were playing. This is that little bit of love that is occurring within and throughout all things, this learning, this teaching. This reveals the nature that we are children and that we are at play. That we are learning and growing through this human experience. And that all of it is okay. And that is a bit of fun for me. For the human life that exists around me, that is not at all times in harmony with me. Imperfect love of me. As if I am something that is able to grant perfect love to myself. A bit of fun that we are having. And within that, throughout that, something that is all encompassing and a part and a whole of all of it is that God's love is ever present throughout it. That you are allowed to find that within it. The parts of this world that are not granting you love, God is doing it. In ways that you may be upset about. In ways that you may be insecure. In ways that you are not so happy. God's love is granting you something that is great, something that is beautiful, something that is harmonious. Through all disharmony that may be existing within your life, there is a coherence, there is a togetherness, there is a wholeness, there is a unity. And that is wondrous to me. And I invite you to that reflection, to that consideration, that within all things material, all things personal, all these very complex and simple things about ourselves and about our relationship to others and our relationship to this world, that there is an ever-present, permanent love that is God, and that is inviting you to know and to further become the nature of your own being to an end that perhaps we do not know, but that we can be faithful to in love, and that we can witness experientially as love through our own determined being, to witness and receive this, that you are and that I am, and that all of this is allowed, that all of this is okay, and that you will become better for this, that you persevere through it, that you can acknowledge these things about yourself and about others. And that you are grateful for it. beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks. Grateful God, that you are courage, strength, protection. With you. Peace.